everybody, it's Liz with Threaded Realms, and I'm super excited to go over my top looks from the Met Gala and my bottom looks from the Met Gala, as well as some dresses that, while I didn't feel like they were particularly on theme, had a theme within themselves that I really loved. So the first one I want to go over is Zoe Saldana in Chloe. I just felt that the monotone feeling of the dress didn't quite work. It seemed incredibly casual for the event that it was at. There was something odd that was kind of happening where it looked like it, I don't know if it was intentional or not, was tucking into her boot. I just didn't love it. I really would have enjoyed her to wear something that was more creative and avant-garde because this is the time to do that. But it just didn't ring with me. The next one that I really wasn't that into was Bruna Marquezine. I probably butchered that, in Tory Burch and Tiffany. Um, the detailing around the hips reminded me of 1880s hoop bustles, like the very structured bustles. And I think that I would have enjoyed the look of it more if you couldn't see the boning through it. It very much looked like undergarments with a flower on it. It just didn't hit for me. I feel like they were going someplace that would have been great and just kind of stumbled a little bit in the final execution of it. In the end, it just, I don't know, it wasn't something that I particularly cared for. The last one was Aya Nakamura. Um, so I actually think the dress is beautiful. It's a beautiful dress. Her hair and makeup is styled really well. I love her whole look. It just felt like across the bust, it was very tight and it almost looked uncomfortable. Like the dress didn't fit her. Like she perhaps put somebody else's dress on or there was a last minute thing. It's such a beautiful dress. I wish they would have fit it across her bust in a way that, accentuated them, but didn't make them look like they're literally being caged and tortured. That was not it for me. Um, but I mean, other than that, it is a beautiful dress. The beadwork is beautiful on it. Just so very intricate. The colors were gorgeous. I just felt that there was something about the bust and even the way it looks on the shoulder was very much like it didn't quite fit. As for my top, this was really hard because there were so many beautiful, beautiful pieces and so many women just came fully ready to go. And I just thought it was so beautiful. So picking it was hard. Um, so I would say my number three of the tops was definitely Sydney Sweeney. I felt her dress read beautiful garden with water flowing. It almost kind of reminded me of when blossoms float down the stream. I love the contrast of the black leather gloves against the soft flowy chiffon fabric. It was so beautiful. I love that she tried something new and she went with that black wig, which really just, again, it popped. And I almost didn't recognize her at first. It took me a moment because I'm so used to seeing her with her blonde hair. It was such a hit for me. I loved every second of it. I would wear that dress if I was thin enough. It is so beautiful. The next one that I really loved was Aaliyah Bot, and she was wearing a dress by, and I'm going to say this wrong, Sabi Asachi, who was from the little bit that I read, I didn't go into it too deeply, got really big doing Bollywood, and he's the person to go to for your wedding dresses in India. I felt that this dress was so beautiful. The embroidery on it was insane. The beadwork, the color was amazing on her. While she was doing her interview, the dress looked alive on her while she was speaking. I loved every minute of it. She said that it took a team of 163 artists, 1,965 hours to create that dress, including the 23-foot long train. It was just so beautiful. I love the embracing of heritage and taking this moment to show um that this style is meant for the red carpet. It was just beautiful and I loved it so much. Now when it came to my top one, I struggled a lot because I really, really loved Zendaya's first look on the carpet. Um, Watching the process of it being made when they ironed on the aluminum onto the fabric to create that really crisp look underneath and on the bodice, the way that they sewed each of those like um stands on individually, it was so beautiful. It was a feast to the eyes. It was intricate. It was eye catching without being too much. Her makeup and hair was styled beautifully. La Roche always directs her in the perfect way. Um, I thought that was gorgeous. And so those two ladies are going to have to share my number one because I could not pick between the two of them. The other thing I wanted to talk about was while watching it, had noticed this smaller trend going on between about four different women on the red carpet where their dresses almost look like they were made from like scales or were like fish inspired. And to be honest, like it kind of hit me like the koi fish in the pond in this garden. And I just love them. Gabrielle Union's dress going from that like white silver all the way down to that beautiful deep like tealy blue green at the bottom. So beautiful. Complimented her like amazingly. She looked gorgeous. It was so beautiful. And then all of those individual sequins put into those like scale like forms along that mesh fabric. Amazing, amazing. I can't imagine how heavy that dress was, but she looked fantastic. Oh, and her dress was by Michael Kors. So the next one was Janelle Monáe, in Vera Wang, I believe. I love this. Was another one. It looked like little fish scales. I know that they were around, but it gave you that when I was looking at it, like when you watch a fish swimming in the water and it reflects. It looked like she had a splash of water on her shoulder. There were like little drips of look like water droplets hanging down, like longer crystals through the train. It was really beautiful, and it again gave me that like fish swimming beautifully through water. I loved it. It was so pretty. Um, the next one was Hari Neff wearing H&M. Her dress had like a big bow on the back, but the bulk of the dress was similar to Janelle's, was little circular pearlescent sequins that were like large, probably the size of like a silver dollar, hanging all the way down. Again, she looked like a beautiful like fish, like a mermaid. It was so beautiful. And again, like she was styled amazingly. Sometimes you have to let the dress speak and let yourself be a part of it. You don't have to go over the top, and I loved it. Oh, I forgot to talk about, just take a second. Janelle Monáe's nails were 3D art and they were so beautiful. I just love them so much. Sorry about that. Um, the next one that it was Kaya Gerber in Prada. So she had the similar pearlescent and the similar look as Hari's, except her sequins were in the shape of scales, but they were again pearlescent, which was another theme that I saw in the last three. It was like really beautiful. It was very simple, but when she moved, it looked again like a fish swimming underwater, and I really loved that. So those four dresses really spoke to me. They were beautiful. They were kind of like not on theme, but also in the theme if you like let your imagination flow a little bit. I really enjoyed it. Overall, I thought that there were so many really great things. I loved a couple of other things. There was like Dan Levy's suit was amazing. I loved the beading, all of the floral beading going up his pant leg, and then it fades away, but having to understand that in order for it to fade away like that, that meant that they had to graduate the bead colors in order that by the time that it reached the black, we were fading away into the black. And I just thought that was so beautiful. Another kind of simple one that I really liked was Jonathan Bailey. It wasn't like over the top, but I love that in place of a tie, he had that beautiful large flower. It was really bold and it completely changed the look. There were several men that had like really great costumes. So there were men that had like really great outfits on for the night, and I loved it. I really enjoyed watching the Met. It was really fun texting with Darcy and Jill as we were watching it remotely from each other and talking what we loved and didn't love and like seeing the details as it moved. It was really beautiful, and we all have to give props to Anna Wintour for what she does to raise money for the Met Gala. I understand that a lot of people see this event and they think it's just, fashion at the Capitol from the Hunger Games. But we have to remember that clothing, like what we wear, like tells a lot about who we are as people and our society and where we are. And the work she does works to fund the department so that we can preserve clothes. And the theme was about how some of these dresses that they have preserved are so delicate they can no longer be worn, but they can still be studied and looked at. And I think that's an amazing thing. So I had a lot of fun going over this with all of you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next episode. Bye!